You want a player who doesn't have the guts to fight back?
No, I want a player who's got the guts not to fight back.
What were the qualities of Branch Rickey that attracted you to want to portray him?
There were personal characteristics which, as an actor, were fun to have the opportunity to have in my kit of tools. But what was most important to me was his part in the telling of the story overall.
And it's a major physical transformation as well. I feel those bushy eyebrows alone could get their own billing. And I understand you had some padding as well to transform.
Yeah, I wore a fat suit and shaved my hairline up to his is 2 inches higher than mine. Dyed my hair black. It was just, it wasn't. First of all, he was a very distinctive character. And on the other hand, there would have been no utility in having Harrison Ford in this movie. So I tried to get to not have the audience bring any previous experience with me into this occasion.
Are you feeling the spirit of Jackie Robinson in this room?
That his room is better than mine.
Yeah.
His room, he has a lot more Jackie Robinson memorabilia around him.
This man was a pioneer, and he faced tremendous opposition and bigotry, hatred. How did you tap into that to create some stirring emotions of your own?
You have to bridge the gap between the present and the past. When you're on set, it's not exactly the same. I can say I need water, and a white person's going to give me water. It's not exactly the same. But racism is not completely dead. The dragon is not slayed yet. When you get into a scene after you've heard and seen things a certain number of times, it begins to sort of set in a real way. And so you don't have to really look far once the context is set properly.
Chadwick, how was working with him, and also when you first saw him on the field, what was your impression of his athletic ability?
Well, I visited him a couple of times when he was training, and I was aware of the intense effort he was making to get himself to possess the skills to represent the quality of Jackie Robinson as a player. He worked his butt off. So I was very impressed by that effort.
I could hit the ball. I could field. My throwing was definitely not big league throwing, and it was not big league hitting either. But I think the major step that I had to get over was, I have to swing the bat like Jackie.
Sure.
I have to, run bases like him. And so it was just, we watched footage of him. We split screen my practices with his footage, and I could slow it down and look at like the small details. And so it was just a matter of focusing on how he did things and then getting like real baseball practice.
So you really had to sort of change your physicality in addition to taking on the acting and the ball playing.
Absolutely.
That's a lot to hold on to.
Yeah, you have to break it up, man.
Do you have your own baseball heroes from when you were a kid, and do you remember your first game?
I remember my first game more for the field than the game, and I grew up in Chicago, and I visited Wrigley Field, and I'd never seen grass that green. It's a dramatic space, the baseball stadium, and especially Wrigley Field.
I recently met Hank Aaron. Didn't live during his time, obviously, but after meeting this man, I know what he did, and he consulted, on this actually. So, he is a hero of mine, not just because of what he did, but also because of the person that he still is. I mean, it's like you meet him, he's like a jolly grandfather,
right?
Like, no airs about him at all. And I actually felt some of Jackie Robinson's spirit in him, which is a really, really interesting thing.
Did he have his own anecdotes about Jackie?
He just talked about, honestly, like, he played against him. You know, he played against him. And so he had, you know, he's a competitor. Both of them are competitors. And so he really talked about his competitive spirit and just how skilled he was.
I was never much of a baseball fan. I was never a sports fan, really, at all. Although I am, when I watch sports now, because I have a 12-year-old son, my other kids hadn't been so interested in sport. The moments of triumph and loss, and the sheer physical prowess of the athletes, and the amazing things that they can do, and the teamwork, the drama of sport is really something I really respond to.